Hello, my YouTube minions. This is TheKillerNacho again, and I have a excellent OU match here with ThatsMyLatios, otherwise apparently known as Ethan. Alright, so I lead with my Doom Cannon, my Metagross, and he is going to lead with Haxorus, which is kind of scary. I just decided to go, Ice Punch right off the bat because I don't want this thing setting up, because I know Haxorus can just be a pain to deal with once he gets, like, something up, you know. You know how it is. So I just go for an Ice Punch, and that ends up being a pretty bad thing for me, since he goes out into Jirachi, and I'm like, well, that kind of blows. So I don't really know what Jirachi's trying to do. I see the leftover, so I know he's not going to, like, trick or anything. I decided to go out into Mod Tank, my awesome Steelix. And I do that just because I know that I don't think Jirachi can really do much to Steelix, and, Steelix is a physical wall, so yeah, that's what I decided to do. And I'm just going to set up my own Stealth Rocks a turn after he sets up his, so we both have Stealth Rocks up, but I actually have a Rapid Spinner on this team, my Starmie, so I think I can deal with it better. So he goes out into Ferrothorn. I decide to go out into my Togekiss. I know I take the Stealth Rock damage on a flying type, and that kind of sucks, but I know that Ferrothorn can't really do much to Togekiss, and I happen to have a Flamethrower on this Togekiss, my Kiss of Death, as I'd like to say, so that's what I decided to do. Unfortunately, he is able to predict the Flamethrower somewhat, so he goes out into Vaporeon, I get the Flamethrower off, but thanks to my awesome Serene Grace hacks, I get the burn off on the Vaporeon, which is, well, actually not... It's neither good nor bad, but, you know, the consistent damage on Vaporeons are certainly nice. I mean, when I saw this Vaporeon on his team, I was like, oh, crap, a Vaporeon. I have, like, nothing to really hurt this thing that much. So I just go for an Air Slash, just to see what he would do, and figuring, okay, I might get the flinch, and then I can maybe, like, stall out this Vaporeon, but of course you never get the flinch when you want to, and he ends up getting Toxic on my Togekiss, which really sucks. Actually, I don't know even why I stayed in, but, yeah. Anyway, I got Toxic, and that sucks. So I'm just now going to go out into my Starmie. I kind of think he's going to go, or try to go for a Wish here, so I decided to go out into Starmie. I really want to get rid of the Stealth Rocks on his team, because he's able to set up Stealth Rocks and Spikes, which is just going to do a lot of damage to incoming Pokemon, and I can't deal with that, so I go out into Starmie. He goes for the Wish, and I know that my Rapid Spin will be blocked if he does go Protect, so I decided just to go for the Thunderbolt, maybe throw him off, maybe he won't go Protect, and he doesn't, so that was really awesome for me. I guess he was trying to do something to my Starmie. Maybe he has Hidden Power no, he probably doesn't have Hidden Power Electric if he is Toxic. I have no idea. Maybe he just didn't have Protect. But I just go for a Thunderbolt. He wasn't predicting it, obviously, and I kill off the Vaporeon, which is huge. So he goes out into Ferrothorn here, and I know he has a Grass move, but I think he's going to predict a Switch, and I really want to get rid of the entry hazard, so I just go for the Rapid Spin. And, yeah, I do take some damage from his you know, his ability thing, which is like Thorns, you know, the thing he rapes things with. Yeah. I do take some damage, but it was negligible risk, because I just really need to get those away. So I go back in my Kiss of Death here, mainly because, as I said, I don't think he can really do much to me, and I do have Flamethrower to scare him away. But he actually goes into Latios the same turn, and I'm like, well, I do have Special Defense investment on this guy, and I'm kind of thinking I can take a Draco Meteor, so I'm like, alright, Togekiss, you have a bunch of special defense, let's see if it can do anything. And he survives, which is awesome, because I get a Body Slam off. And Body Slam is, I think, a Gen 3 move tutor move for Togekiss, so I happen to like it over the straight T-Wave. Yeah, you can't T-Wave Ghost, I mean, you can't paralyze Ghost types, but it also lets you paralyze ground types, which I think is an even trade-off. Not to mention, I kind of like the damage, the extra offense on the Togekiss. I don't know. I kind of like Body Slam instead of T-Wave. Maybe I'll switch it up again. I don't know. But anyway, I decided to go for a Roost because I kind of thought he'd switch there like he did. And even if he doesn't, maybe I can survive another one after the -2 special attack and something, or get a Parahax or something. I just needed health back because Togekiss isn't going to do anything in that condition. So yeah, that's what I do, and I do get some health back, and now I am going to switch. And this was a miscalculation. Well, just a bad play on my part. I'm like, well, I thought... I was going into Metagross to take the Fake Out, but he didn't end up using it. He ended up using the Fighting move, and then my Metagross took it, like terribly. I mean, I thought he'd take it a lot better, but he doesn't. Whatever. I go in my Alakazam, who is faster than Mienshu, and I'm just going to go for a Psychic, which is a pretty predictable play, quite honestly, but I really couldn't afford not to, because Mienshu, I mean, even with my resistance to fighting, Alakazam is a glass cannon, especially when it comes to physical defense. But anyway, I do have Hidden Power Fire on this guy, so I decided just to go for it on the Jirachi because I really want to cripple this thing. and I was unsure what Jirachi would do to me. I really thought he would actually set up the Stealth Rocks again, so I'd get like a free Hidden Power Fire, but he ends up going for Body Slam. I'm like, dang it, so this thing is also a Serene Grace Haxor, if you know what I mean. So I stay in there, hoping that, due to like min damage or something, I'd be able to like get another Hidden Power Fire off, just to even beyond, so it's to a point that he can't even bother my team anymore, but he ends up 2-hit KOing with Body Slam, and that kind of blows. So I go out on my Steelix, trying to go for an Earthquake. He ends up going to Latios, so that kind of blows. I kind of want to see what he's going to do, and I know my Steelix can't really take anything from this Latios too well, because I do kind of suspect it's choice specs, and, Steelix isn't really specializing in special defense too much, although I think this one has special defense investment, just because it doesn't need defense investment at all. But anyway, so I just go for a Gyro Ball. It ends up doing, like, nothing. I think it's because he's paralyzed, but I'm not sure. But anyway, so he ends up locking himself into Ice Beam, so I end up going out into Starmie to take it, but he predicts that pretty nicely and goes out into his Ferrothorn, so that's really not too good. However, he's probably going to go for a Grass move now, try to kill my Starmie off, so I am going to go into my Puff the Magic Dragon to take that Grass Tack. Well, yeah. But, yeah. Due to the multi-scale and the fact that I X4 resist Grass, that does nothing. It kind of just tickles Dragonite, and he's like, ha ha ha. So I just go for a Dragon Dance, and he has T-Wave, which I was totally not expecting, guys. Totally not expecting. And it's just not good, because, yeah, Dragonite doesn't like to be T-Waved. I decided to go for another Dragon Dance, because, for two reasons. One, I do have Fire Punch, and I just want to make sure I can kill this thing. And another reason is I want to be able to outspeed the Latios that is also paralyzed, and depending on its EVs and if it's like Specs or Scarf, I might not if I didn't do that. So I decided just to do it and then go for a Fire Punch, hoping that he stays on a Ferrothorn, not predicting the Fire Punch. But it looks like he did predict it kind of nicely, so that kind of blows. He goes out on a Haxorus, which, even with my two Dragon Dances, I'm not going to outspeed with being paralyzed. So I decide to switch. I go out into my tank, because I predict the Dragon move, and my tank is obviously a really ridiculous physical wall thing. He goes for a Dual Chop, which is a pretty interesting Dragon move. I see he's a lot of play on Haxorus because I think it's like his best option that doesn't like lock him into a move like Outrage does, so that's probably why he's using it. So I just go for an Earthquake because, yeah, the Latios is dead, so I know that I can affect pretty much his entire team with it, but he has Ferrothorn, which basically heals it right off, and it doesn't really do that much, so that's a pretty nice play for him. I go out into my Puff the Magic Dragon again just because he lives by the sea, or rather that I know that this Ferrothorn can't really hurt me, so it's kind of like just setup fodder or something, and I just want to get able to get off a Fire Punch. I mean, I was kind of afraid he would, kind of thinking he might stay in here, and even if he does go into Haxorus, I'm thinking Fire Punch will still do okay damage, maybe, because Haxorus, you know, kind of does have not great defenses. He ends up going into Jirachi, which I wasn't even expecting, and I'm like, great, Fire Punch will do some damage to Jirachi, too. And now I cripple it down to red HP, and that's pretty nice for me. But for some reason, I'm like, so why is he going on Jirachi here? I don't really know, so I'm like, I'm kind of suspicious of this, so I decided to switch, because I don't want to, like, I don't know. He might have like that just one random move that screws over my Dragonite, so I'm just gonna switch just to be safe, just to see what he was planning to do. He's going Body Slam, so that's cool. I guess he was just trying to fodder his Jirachi there, but oh well. I end up going out of my tank, which takes the Body Slam like a champ, but then he gets paralyzed, but he's like, yeah, whatever. I'm already slow as crap. So, yeah, I'm just going to go for another Earthquake. Hopefully that he stays in and decides he still wants to death fodder his Jirachi, but he doesn't. He goes out into Ferrothorn, which is a pretty good play, because, yeah, look, his HP was already, like, near full again, just because he can Leech Seed and stuff. Man, Ferrothorn is one of the most annoying Pokemon in this generation. It is the most annoying Pokemon in this generation. Like, I have, like, 3 Pokemon with fire moves on this team, and it's still giving me problems. Come on now. Alright, so I go out into my Dragonite to take the, I guess, Grass move. I was kind of thinking Leech Seed, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm just going to go for a Fire Punch, basically to, like, the same reason as I said before. And he goes down to Jirachi, so I'm like, great, at least I'm going to kill the Jirachi. No, just kidding, guys, Parahax, which is, like, the worst time it could have been Parahax, because now he's going to be able to sit up Stealth Rocks again before I'm able to kill him, which actually really sucks for me, because with Stealth Rocks up, and if I don't, like, spend another turn to Rapid Spin with my Starmie, yeah, that Stealth Rocks is going to be a problem because I'm going to have issues trying to switch back into my my Togekiss, because my Togekiss is only like half HP, it's toxic poisoned, and it's weak to Stealth Rock, so I'm like, oh crap. So anyway, he goes out on a Haxorus here, and I'm like, okay, maybe he's going to try to overpredict and set up, but he doesn't, so that's a pretty good play. He ends up going for Outrage, though. I guess he wasn't sure that Dual Chop would kill or something. I was going for a Dragon Claw just to kill the Haxorus, but yeah, because he went for Outrage, I know that he's locked into it, and I also know that he can't switch, so I decided to go in my Starmie and get my Starmori and get a free revenge kill with Ice Beam. So at least I take out his Haxorus too, although Dragonite was a huge loss because it can really just wall the rest of his team. Dragonite actually was just very good against his team in general, so it kind of hurts to lose him, but oh well. Anyway, so here I predict the Fake Out, and he does use it, so that's not bad. I go out into my Tank, and that's just how I roll and stuff. I'm pretty sure Tank can take one fighting move, just because he's a Steelix, you know? Steelix can just take physical moves no matter what. So I just go for an Earthquake. He ends up going into Ferrothorn, because he doesn't really want to risk it either, apparently. And, yeah, Ferrothorn is now at, like, half HP. And looking at my team, I really can't safe switch in Starmie because he has the grass move. Not to mention Starmie can't really do anything to this Ferrothorn anyway. And I really can't switch in my Togekiss because I'm afraid of the Leech Seed, as you saw, because Leech Seed plus Toxic plus 25% health equals dead Togekiss. So, yeah, I decide just to see how much damage I can do with Steelix before he dies. So at this point, I'm just kind of like foddering it. I mean, Earthquake, I think, is doing a little more damage than he's healing his leftovers and, you know, what's the Leech Seed? So I'm like, okay, let's just see how much damage I can do. I might get lucky and even crit it, so yeah, I could get lucky here. But I don't, so he just goes for another, I think this is the last one, the last, yeah, Power Whip, and I just go for my last Earthquake, and I think next turn I'm going to be dead, so that's too bad. Oh well. So yeah, he's going to finish me off next turn with his Power Whip, and now I'm going to take a free switch into my Togekiss, and I'm thinking, okay, guys, this is it. I'm going to go for Air Slash because I think it's less risky. I think that he may overpredict and go into Mienshao, and even if he doesn't, I have a 60% chance to flinch this thing anyway, and I really don't know. He can't really kill me in one hit, so I'll have another turn anyway, and even if he does manage to kill me or something, I can probably revenge kill with Starmie Ice Beam at that point. But he ends up going to Mienshao, which is great, because that's what I was hoping for, that he would try to overpredict the Flamethrower and go into that guy, and he does, meaning now I have clinched the win, because I kill that thing in one hit with Air Slash, and now he goes out into Ferrothorn, and I'm just going to Flamethrower. I mean, the reason I really didn't want to go Flamethrower there, because if he did get a safe switch into Mienshao, now he can go, you know, Fake Out, and then with Starmie, I wouldn't have anything else, right? I wouldn't have anything else with Starmie to kill Ferrothorn, because Ferrothorn would have been too strong at that point for me to kill with Ice Beam. So, yeah, that was my thinking. I mean, that was a pretty good play for me at the end. It worked out in my favor, but, you know, no matter really what he did, I felt like the better play was Air Slash, so there's that. Any switch. So yeah, I should think of today's question of the day before probably starting narration, so let me just pause here. Alright, so Gen 5 saw the addition of, what, 3 new dragons, I believe, in the game. We saw quite a few dragons in this battle. Obviously, this guy likes Latios, too, since he's named after Latios. We saw Latios, Haxorus, and Dragonite. And considering, you know, Gen 5 added a lot of dragons to the game, 3, I believe, 3 dragon chains. They had that Hydra thing, they added Haxorus, and there was one more. Wasn't there? Yeah, there is one more pure dragon in Gen 5. Yeah, the, Drudgian, you know, the, dang it, Drudgigon, I think it's maybe called? I don't know. But, yeah, it's like the neglected one that no one uses, but oh well, that's life. Actually, there's also the new legendaries, I believe. Revershim, Zekrom, and Kyruim are also all dragon types. So, yeah, as I mentioned, Gen 5 is, like, in love with dragons. So I believe it's a legitimate time to ask the question of the day again. What is your favorite dragon type? As for me, I'm still old school yo. I still prefer Dragonite. No one beats Dragonite. Everyone loves freaking Dragonite because it is pro. It's bulky, it's powerful, and it's just in your face. Like, look, I'm happy and you're dead. That's what Dragonite says. Anyway, so leave a comment about your favorite dragon type, and see you guys next time. Alright, peace out, homies. Bye.